Tonight, pushback continues over two proposed ICE detention facilities in Metro Atlanta.
Well, now U.S. Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock has filed an amendment to block the centers from happening in Social Circle and Oakwood. Atlanta News First, Yasmina Alston is live in Hall County and Oakwood. And Yasmina, city officials there hoping to put things on a pause.
They are, because just like in Social Circle, officials here in Oakwood say they were blindsided and had no communication about the proposed ICE facility warehouse here in their city. We did have the chance today to sit down with their city manager, B.R. White, who tells me they've just recently learned that ICE is moving forward with closing on the property located here on Atlanta Highway. And that proposed detention facility has caused major concerns for residents here. Now, Senator Raphael Warnock has moved to block this detention warehouse and the one in Social Circle. He filed an amendment to the continuing resolution to fund the Department of Homeland Security that would block the purchases of the warehouses. Here's the Oakwood city manager's response to that.
You know, I would welcome the pause to be able to get the correct information on what this facility is, what the long-term impacts are. We do know it's going to affect our tax base.
And Oakwood city officials say anyone opposed to the facility should reach out to Senators Ossoff and Warnock, as well as Republican Congressman Andrew Clyde and Rich McCormick. Live in Hall County, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.